All right. Well, I think we then need to move on to our final bowl matchup. And that, gentlemen, is the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. And that pits Central Michigan against Wyoming. I think this is a very curious matchup and a very even matchup. Central Michigan, I gave MAC Coach of the Year to John Bonamego because of what he was able to do at Central Michigan this season, getting them to 8-4. Wyoming, obviously, they have potential high draft pick Josh Allen at quarterback for them. But he was injured for part of the season, and they were a little bit up and down, losing their last two, including they lost to San Jose State in the final game of the season, which is really pathetic considering how bad San Jose State was. On the flip side, though, Central Michigan comes in having won their last 5 games. And 6 of the last 7, their only loss coming to MAC champion and far and away best team in that conference, Toledo. So, Josh, I could see this game going either way. Who do you like here?
There's a couple things to like about Wyoming. Josh Allen aiming to play in the bowl game. Didn't quite have the campaign he hoped for. Going to use another nationally televised game to hopefully make a statement as he projects still very high in the draft. Wyoming's defense probably way better than people would assume. They are averaging just 17.8 points against. 4 of the last 5 winners of this bowl game have been from the Mountain West, Utah State, San Diego State, Air Force, and then in 2016, Idaho, with only Akron breaking that group. I know Idaho not in the Mountain West, but a team within that same geography. So Wyoming, you could talk yourself into. I think that's the wrong thing to talk yourself into. Central Michigan, you mentioned 5-0 down the stretch. They beat a Northern Illinois team that I think is really underrated. And Central Michigan, they went 8-4, but my God, did they schedule tough. They played 3 Power 5 teams, 1 at Kansas, blew them out, lost at Syracuse. We know Syracuse's ceiling based on that Clemson game, even though the ACC was stacked and Syracuse didn't make a bowl game. That was still no cakewalk heading to the Carrier Dome week in, week out this year. And then they lost at Boston College, a really nice team that's playing my Hawkeyes in the Pinstripe Bowl. So tough schedule, won 8 games, beat that good Ohio team, beat a Northern Illinois team that I really like. Give me the chips in this game.
Coach?
Oh, I got to deliver another goat here for off on a tangent. I was looking at Adidas' new mock-ups of Georgia Tech's new uniforms. I'm on my way back down to Atlanta, back down to Georgia Tech to deliver them another goat.
Are you giving them just one, or did you bring a whole trailer full of them?
I brought a whole trailer for them for this one. This is terrible. What is this? This is hilarious. They're going to model it on the freaking model it on the mannequin and have the mannequin have A cups. Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry. This destroyed me. Yeah, that's terrible. That's like just nothing to it. They might as well stick with Russell Athletic. But while you're looking that up, I'm going to talk about this game and why I know even less about this game than I did the last one. We're bearing the lead here, Josh.
Arkansas?
We're bearing the lead on this bowl game matchup. You forgot to mention the vaunted Kent State defense that they went up against earlier on November 14th. They won 42-23. You can't overlook that win because that's going to be the win that catapults them over Wyoming. Wyoming is – well, they're not really favored. There's no spread here. So I'm going to take the Chippewas because they're red hot. They've won 5 in a row, including that really huge game over Kent State. They are killing Wyoming in total yards, 391, almost by 100 yards per game. They're giving up almost as many yards as they're gaining on defense. That's kind of concerning, but this game is going to be a shootout anyway. They score 29 points a game to Wyoming's 22. So as long as they keep their points allowed under their points scored, they're in pretty good shape. So that's the name of the game, right, guys? Score more points than the opposition. Pretty simple, right?
Yeah. Well, and that is our timer telling us it is time to wrap up this bowl and part 1 here of our bowl preview.